I'm Jojo with Howstuffinmycarworks.com, and in today's video I will explain how to replace a transmission filter and transmission cooler lines on a 2000 Mercedes Benz C230 Sport. These steps will be similar for all C-Class models equipped with this 722.6 5-speed automatic transmission. These vehicles don't have a transmission dipstick anymore to perform this job. So you will need to purchase a Mercedes Benz dipstick. This part number is shown in the image. This particular dipstick is used by Mercedes Benz technicians when serving Mercedes Benz transmissions. You will also need a new lock pin transmission filler tube cap. 5-speed transmissions require MB special transmission fluid. The approved fluid is shown in the image. You can use Mercedes Benz transmission fluid or a different brand like the one we used that meets the specs required by this type of transmission. You will need 4 liters to perform this job and a new lock pin for the transmission filler tube cap. Before you lift your car, take it for a test drive to bring the transmission fluid to an operating temperature. To get the accurate reading on a transmission dipstick tool, the fluid will need to be at least 80 degrees Celsius, which is 176 degrees Fahrenheit. Gently pry on the transmission filler cap lock pin. It will break while you're trying to use it, but don't worry. That's why you have a replacement. Remove the remaining piece by pushing it down with the small flat screwdriver and use your other hand to catch it as it comes out. By checking the transmission fluid before removing the transmission pan, you will see where the fluid level should be and you will become more familiar with the transmission dipstick tool. The tool won't go all the way in, and you will know when it has been inserted all the way because you will feel the bottom of the transmission pan. Then, pull it out and read the transmission fluid level. Now you are familiar with the use of a Mercedes Benz transmission dipstick tool. Proceed to lift the car up and secure it using 4 jack stands, 2 on the front and 2 on the rear. Place a clean drain pan directly under the drain plug and remove it to drain the old transmission fluid. While the fluid is draining, remove the heat shield bolt as shown in the picture and use a clean magnet tray to keep the bolts. Next, remove the transmission pan retaining bolts starting from the front. Keep them organized so that way you can install them back into their original locations. Notice that each bolt has a small bracket to hold the transmission pan tight. Keep the pan under the transmission to catch the remaining fluid as you remove the transmission pan. Once the pan has been removed, pull gently on the transmission filter and remove it from the transmission. Clean the transmission pan mounting surface using a clean shop towel. Lubricate the seal on the new transmission filter with a light coat of approved transmission fluid and proceed to install the new filter by pressing it in. Make sure that you align the plastic tab located on the other side of the filter with a small opening on the transmission. Remove the old transmission pan gasket. Clean the transmission pan and install the new gasket provided in the transmission filter kit. Install the pan back on the transmission and make sure that the bolts are tight. Then install the drain plug back on. To gain access to the transmission cooler lines, remove the front cover held in place by the 4 bolts. In this image, you can see how one of the transmission cooler lines was starting to leak. The line wasn't dripping fluid yet, but part of a preventative maintenance is replacing worn parts before they fail completely, thus creating a bigger problem and costing more money. Use a backup wrench to hold the other end while loosening the transmission cooler hose. Note that the left and right hose don't interchange. Replace them one at a time and tighten them using the same wrenches as you used to remove the old ones. The vehicle we are working on took 4 liters of transmission fluid to bring the fluid to the correct level with the transmission operating at 170 degrees Fahrenheit, which is 80 degrees Celsius. Start by adding 3.5 liters, then start the engine and check the fluid level. It should be at the cold level marks. These cold level marks are located on the dipstick. Add fluid if needed. Turn the engine off and inspect for leaks. If there aren't any leaks, install the front cover back on and lower the vehicle to the ground. Install the filler tube cap on without a locking pin and take the vehicle for a test drive. Drive the vehicle far enough so that transmission fluid is brought to a temperature of 80 degrees Celsius or 176 degrees Fahrenheit. And check the level using the dipstick tool. It should be in between the two marks located on the higher side of the dipstick as shown in the image. Then drain or add fluid if needed. Thank you so much for watching this video, and make sure you subscribe to our channel. We upload a new video every week. Also, don't forget to check out our online store. We have car and truck accessories. Again, my name is Jojo, and thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time.
Starting from the center.